Good morning or afternoon, actually, everybody. As Abri mentioned, this is Leo Martinez with Nebraska Enterprise Fund. We'll be touching a bit about marketing with Facebook and a little bit of Instagram. So we'll get it started. As I mentioned to you before, feel free to drop any questions you may have on the Q&A or in the chat here in Zoom. And for all of those on Facebook, feel free to leave your questions on the comments as well. I'll try to answer those as much as I can. We're not really going to go in depth as much on this topic. It's a very big and there's a lot to it. There's a lot of moving parts. We're going to be talking about the pages, or actually the business side of Facebook on your business pages, as well as some ad campaigns. And we're going to be touching a little bit about on Instagram as well. If you would like to, I actually, this class is meant to be more interactive. So it's, I love when I see your faces. Since I cannot see all of your faces, I'm gonna just ask you to drop on the chat what kind of business do you have, and what is it that your business do? Is it service, industry, product, or anything like that? And as we go on, I'll go back and answer read those comments. So there are three key points really on why do you why it's important now in this DNA to actually have marketing in social media. One of the best reasons that I find it to be is brand awareness, and how can you really create a good content and good that is going to showcase your brand and make people know more about you, your organization, or your company as well. You also need you can utilize this too to connect with your customers and with your audience. We'll be talking more about this in depth a little bit more, but Facebook is more of a platform of connections. Now it's being utilized for business purposes as well, but it was in its inception was created to connect the community. And so that's the reason why you need to create a personal profile before you actually create a business profile. So when we talked about the connection and the customer and your audience, one of the things that we need to realize is that we are utilizing this tool to create leads, not so much to create transactions right away. And then also, if you happen to have a website, this is going to help you drive traffic to it as well, if you do choose to link it to your website. All right. I believe there was a few people that commented on the chat. I'm trying to see if I can open the chat. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have real estate. Awesome. This is great for you. Product. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, awesome. What else? I know there's more than just two people. If you can drop in your industry, we can probably talk more a little bit about it and give you some examples on it as well. So feel free to do so. All right, so we talked about the awareness, take interest, and also how to grow your clientele and your clients. So one of the reasons, or one of the good things that we can do to create this is actually to help discover your brand and to be able to create more momentum on your business. There's someone here that is a real estate agent. This definitely is going to create, you need to utilize this to create a brand of yourself to be able to market to your clients. And the reason why is if you have any products that you sell or that you offered, you're going to be able to utilize these to actually target audiences specifically on the items that you would like to sell. And we'll talk more about when we're talking about ads and how to actually pinpoint your audience. So let's talk about creating your Facebook page. This is, like I said, just an overview. So I would love to know who here already has a business page. So you can just drop a yes, me, or something like that. And we can talk about your, whether you have a business page or not. We have how we sell CDs, DVDs, All right, so we got a couple yeses, some no. All right, no worries, Jamie. It's not that hard to create. If we have chance at the end, I'll try to save about 5 minutes and I'll help you how to create one real quick. We got nonprofit. That's awesome. All right, good deal. So, like I was talking to you before, in order for you to create a page, you first have to have a personal profile. You are not able to create a business account without having a personal profile first. Now, one of the reasons why, as I mentioned to you, is because Facebook was first incepted to be able to create communities and engagement on that aspect. So you do need to have that first. However, it only takes about 5 minutes for you to create your Facebook page. And the only thing you need to do is there's a little icon, and we'll go over that here in a minute. You click on it where it says create on the top right hand corner of your profile, and it's going to display this little info dialog box. And here's where you're going to actually find the best suited category for your either business or whatnot. As you can tell, there's one that where we have products and brands. We also have organizations, businesses, or nonprofits. This right here, I don't know why this is here, but this is actually the next page. You actually are able to just create a page for yourself if you are, an influencer or stuff like that. The only thing you would really need are three things. You need a physical address. If your business does not have a physical address, you can get a PO box and utilize them. You need to have the name of the business, and you need to have a phone number. Really, to put it in there is optional, but it's recommended to do it. Other than that, if you don't have any art or content that you're gonna put on your page, then you can do it later. But that's really all the information you need to get started. And like I said, we'll create it at the end of the webinar. It won't take more than 5 minutes, and that's really it. 5 minutes, and you have your business page. Sometimes we drag it. Same thing with a website. We just drag it because we want it to be perfect. But at the end of the day, you can always deactivate your page and work on it behind the scenes, but you already have your name out there. These are the elements of a page. I know a lot of us might be familiar with it. You either have one or you've been in contact with something like this in the past. There's a few things that I do want to point out though, and there's a lot of times where clients do not take fully advantage of this. This real estate right here on your page is huge. You're able to change this as many times as you want to at any point. And what I always suggest my clients is change it as many times as you need to during the month if you have products to sell or showcase. If you have a service or you are a nonprofit and you already have a video, this will allow you 30 seconds of a video to showcase that it can be coming up. So you can always update that. But if you have a product that you're going to sell, something that is going to be on sale here coming soon, on the real estate aspect, if you have a new listing coming up, you can always update it here and have this is a prime real estate on your page because the first thing people are going to come and see. This right here, a lot of people utilize it as a logo. Honestly, you can change this one as well if you need to. The other thing that you need to be aware that you're able to customize is your call to action button. And this is this little guy right here. You can make it where people can book appointments with you. You can have them where they can call your business. They can send messages to you. They can shop if you have an online shop, either on Facebook or on your, you can link it to your external third-party shopping website. So this can be customized at any point as well. So just be mindful that it's not just to send messages. There's a lot more that you can do to it. Another thing that I want to point out is, I don't know how many of you guys have seen this part right here or take a look at it. I always do. I guess maybe just because I'm in the industry or whatnot, but make sure that your information that you have put for your business is correct. Make sure the address is correct. If you have a storefront, make sure that your website is correct. The links are working. The emails are good. Um, a lot of the times, the people forget to change information here. There's an example that I a lot of the times I talked about. I had a one instances where I wanted to order some food, and I called this business from the phone number on Facebook, and this lady answered the phone, and she was pretty upset that I was calling her. Um, she hung up on me, and I'm not telling you the words that she used, but they were not pretty friendly. Happens to be that that was the owners of the business ex-wife that had recently had a divorce, and they did not update the phone number. Therefore, um, I was it was a pretty uncomfortable conversation that I had. So just be mindful that information that you put in there is for everybody to see. So make sure that you do um, update that quite often, since it's very very important. All right. Now there are other buttons that I do want to stress out, and there's one thing that we're going to be talking about in the next slide. Settings is huge. You're going to be able to change so many things on your page, especially if you're doing Facebook groups as well. If you have a business and you are going to include a Facebook group, this is going to be so important for you here shortly. There also you have your messages app link, and you have your insights, and we're going to be talking about your insights a lot in this webinar. And this is how we're going to be able to target the audience that we want to on the ads that we're going to be creating. Messages, I don't know if you have heard, but just recently Facebook, since Facebook owns Instagram, they're going to integrate Instagram DMs into Facebook messages. So you're going to be able to see your Instagram DMs on Facebook and respond both ways. So that's going to be huge if you are running the business in both platforms. It's just going to save you a lot more time to be able to connect with your clients. All right, so let's talk about security, and this is you're going to be finding it on settings. All right, so first few things that I will recommend you to do as soon as you create your page is go into your settings tab and actually be able to select the age group of the people that you are going to be serving or selling to. If you're creating content that needs to be 18 and over, make sure that you select the age appropriate of your audience. If you are creating content that is not, that it shouldn't be 18 and under, Facebook will flag you, and it could potentially block your account. So make sure you do that. If you are a family restaurant, or any business that provides services to anybody 18 and over, or that you need your client to somewhat have some sort of income, make sure that you're targeting your audience accordingly. Especially if you are, for example, a bar, you obviously cannot target anybody less than 21 and under if you are promoting, your sales or stuff like that. So that'll be different on that. Also, the other thing that you want to do is make sure that you flag any words that you deem offensive, or that you would like them to be blocked. Reason why is because you want to make sure you have a clean page. Is your at the end of the day is your business who is being showcased. So you can always block those if you need to. You can also block content or comments, uploads that you don't want. If you want to have more control of it, you can block all comments to a post or to the page altogether, and then you can approve whichever comments that you would like to do. All right. Next, what we want to do is we want to make sure that if you are a service organization, company, whatnot, that is providing either a service or you have a product that you're selling, you want to make sure that your messages on your messenger is you already have some pre-filled answers. So when someone comes to your page, your messengers app opens up and says, "Hey, how can I help you?" Or "Were you looking for this?" Or let me know if you have any questions about whatever that is. So make sure that you also take a look at your Messages app and that you are able to customize the way that you want to connect with your clients. It's very important though that you do this because that is how the first impression of your clients is going to be when they come to your page. So um, at this point, we have, I think there's a nonprofit in here. If you have a service or event coming up, you can customize it where that comes up, and that's one of the first messages that you provide. Other than that, I am going to stop talking, read through your comments, and answer any questions you have because that's a lot of information in 15 minutes. So let's see, we got a nonprofit. I believe there was a question here. So if you have a question, please drop it on the chat. I'll go back and read them. If you already have a business page, how do you change the category of the previous page? When you mean category, I guess, I don't know, Melissa, could you be a little bit more, maybe more specific? I guess I don't quite understand the category of on the page. But you can change the name. You can also change your products. If you do change the name though, you need to wait, I believe it's 30 days before you change the name back or update it to something else. So do we have any questions on Facebook at all, Bree?
I'm not seeing any. I'm wondering if the changing categories, when you initially set it up, you can pick a category. How would you change that if you picked the wrong category?
Oh, okay. It will be under your settings. You had to submit a request to change that. Let me see if I can go back. I don't think I have the slide on it, and it looks like it's too little for it. But there is I believe it's on the edit your page side, and then on the general there is a option where you can come down and you can update your page to make any changes that you need to do. But right here, so if not, I'll drop my contact information at the end. We can most definitely talk offline if we need to go over that more in depth or in detail. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, we'll talk a little bit about
Leo, sorry, it looks like one did come in. With Instagram integrated with Messenger, will you also be able to post to Instagram from one platform within Facebook? So can you post both places?
Yeah, that's a great question. That won't affect the integration from messages and DM. That is not going to affect the ability for you to post on both platforms. The issue right now is that you can post on one. You can go one way, but not the other ways as of right now, though. So Facebook is a parent, Instagram is a child. You can post from Instagram to Facebook, but not necessarily the opposite just yet. You can transfer all in once, and I can show you how to do that. But basically, you can select on your settings on Instagram and Facebook to be able to share your Instagram, and it's going to ask you to link it. You enter your password for your Instagram, and then you can post on one platform, and it's going to show on both. Now that is a good way for you to push your content. One thing that I will caution you on that is make sure that the audience that you're targeting is the same or somewhat the same, because you don't want to be posting something on one platform that does not translate to the audience on the other platform where you're looking at. So just something to be mindful of. Not because you have content, it means the same audience is going to read it the same way. So just an FYI on that one. That's a great question, though. All right, moving on. Facebook business profile is very, very similar to a personal profile in the fact that you're able to post content the same way that you are on a personal. So I'm not going to touch too much on these except for a few things that are crucial to the business side that is not allowed on the personal side just yet. One of those is right where you have your publish button, right next to it, you're able to schedule your content. this is where I'm going to stress this out so much. A lot of the times, social media becomes so overwhelming for businesses and small business owners because you have to be posting content constantly. The the trick with social media, and where a lot of times um, we do not separate the personal profile and the business, is that you need to create a calendar of promotions or campaigns that you're going to be focusing on your business. So, for example, um, if you are a restaurant and you're going to be showcasing a dinner for coming up for Thanksgiving or Christmas, do not wait 1 week or 2 weeks before that to start posting. Put it on your calendar at least a month ahead and start putting what content you're going to be pushing out. Start taking pictures of the stuff that you want to be putting out. That way, it's a lot easier for you to manage it. And Facebook gives you a tremendous advantage because you can schedule your posts so far ahead that all you gotta do is just put it in, complete it, and click schedule, and that's it. That's really it. So this is one thing that I really want to stress out. A lot of the business owners that I have talked to, the main concern they have is that they don't have the time to put in out content. That's why it's so important for you to exploit the schedule side of this post. The other thing that I want to mention when it comes to businesses, it is so important for you to do some live um, events or live posts on your Facebook showcasing your company or whatnot. Um, and the reason why is because the algorithm, the way that Facebook reads, it goes on live videos, and then photos. So you're gonna be more likely to see, or your people are gonna be more likely to see your content if you do live, if you have video, and if you have obviously photos rather than just plain text. There's a few ways that you can upload your content. You can do it by just a photo or video. You can create an album of maybe a product that you're going to showcase or sell. You can create a carousel. This is a lot used in Instagram, but if you have seen the picture that you can click and it just keeps coming more and more pictures. You can create a slideshow. I haven't seen this quite often, just to be honest with you. And Canva, I think the most popular ones are the three on the top. I haven't really seen much of the ones on the bottom, but you have the option to be able to do that as well. The other way that you can increase audience on your page is by inviting your friends. Now, I want to caution you on this one. Unfortunately, a lot of our clients that are family or friends don't always buy from us, and they always, well, not always, most always, they expect some sort of discount or freebie included in it. If you are in this on for business, you know that everything is important for your business. So just be cautious of who do you invite to your business page. You want to have new prospects or potential buyers rather than just your high school friends, family members, or whatnot. Now, there's two ways that you can make sure that your page is successful. It's really not rocket science. You want to make sure that it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye of your client. So make sure that you have a terrific cover image. If you need to spend $150, $200 on a photo shoot that is going to give you between 30 and 50 images that you can utilize, I think that's a good investment for your business. Also, if you're able to visit with either a university, if you're not good in writing, you can go to their writing center. There's a lot of students that would do this either for you for little money to no money. Make sure that someone helps you to create your about section. Make sure that that is a killer and that it showcases your business, because statistically speaking, men are more likely to go for the images. Ladies are more likely to be for the information. That's just the statistics. So you want to make sure that you have enough information for both audiences that you're looking for. So make sure these are the two special keys that you have for your Facebook page. So I'm going to show you a quick sample. There's a few things that I want you to note on this one between this and the next one coming up. I don't know about you. I know what's pizza. I know how good it tastes. But if I look at this image right here, drop it on the chat if you would eat something like this. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Just drop it on the chat. I would love for you to tell me. And also, if you can drop it on the chat, what would you change from this business if this was your business? What would be a few things that you would change? I do want to note that this business has a 5-star. So whatever they're doing it right, at least inside the business. Social media wise, they need lots of help. There's quite a few people that do follow this business, but you know, there's just a few things. There's a saying that goes, not because you can, you should, and that goes when we're utilizing a cell phone to take photos. Not because you can just snap a picture and post it on Facebook, it means that's going to be a brand awareness for your business. So make sure that you take that in mind before you post something on Facebook. Make sure that whatever image is going on your profile is part of your brand. All right, so this is a difference. Both of these businesses are similar. They're both showcasing pizza in some way, shape, or form. There's just a different type of logo, but it's a cohesive and it's colorful, it's playful. You can kind of understand what it is without even reading the content. So just a couple of differences there. Although this business is 4.3, still they're doing pretty good on it. Now, they're also to keep in mind, and we're going to be talking about the ads and how to target them. Make sure that you understand that your audience are going to be looking at your content in an app, in a tablet, in a mobile, on a computer, on a PC or X. So make sure that the content that you're putting out is going to be able to be readable for your audience in those 3 devices. So make sure that if you're going to put something that you review it before you post it. All right. How do we build an audience and you build your presence on your Facebook, on Instagram, all together? And it really is by posting. The more you post, a lot of people think the more you post, the better. And reality is the better content you put out, the best. So not because you post 10 times during the day, it means that you're going to get more audience. In reality, if you tend to post too much, people are going to start not just unfriending you altogether, and then the business is not following the business altogether. So there's 3 aspects of your post that you need to take in consideration. One is obviously a high quality image, the content that you're putting out, and also make sure that the third one is the very, very most important piece of information that you want to do. You want to make sure that you have a call to action in every single post that you can put a call to action to. Now, a call to action does not mean that you're selling. It just means that you are asking your audience to do something for you or for the business. So always have, so for example, this one at the end of the post, it says, what are your thoughts? Is asking the audience to respond to the question or to respond to the content. In return, you have comments on your post, which is crucial for Facebook to be pushing your content to more people. So always make sure you have a high quality image. It doesn't have to be studio professional like that, but it does has to be somewhat of a good image and a good quality that goes according to your brand. All right. Now, we talked about make sure that it has a call to action. Make sure that it has a clear goal and what your post is really intended to do. Make sure that that is you who's actually doing it and you're just not copying someone else's content. Make sure that it speaks about your business. Make sure that it speaks about your brand. Make sure that the photo that you include, and you will see it in the next one, make sure that it engages with people. the topic or the content that you're going to introduce is something that grabs the attention of the people. Always ask for engagement, and that's your call to action. And don't always um, focus your post on a, if it was a sale ad or trying to push a sale on your clients. You want to get to know your clients first rather than sell them at the first time that you see. And that is going to create loyalty on the people that you are going to be talking to, and also is going to be able to create more word of mouth referrals from your clients. So we talked about engagement on the picture. If you can type down what is the first thing you notice about this post on the comments, I would love to hear it. Me, I'm a visual learner, so the first thing that I see when I see this picture is actually the nose of the dog. And I guess that's just because the position of the dog was had, but I have two puppies of my own. So this definitely, without even reading this, already attracts my attention. But this right here has two crucial things that I want to stress out. First, it has a capitalized call to action, which is donate. Also, it's telling you how much you can start to donate. So it's giving you a specific, and then it's obviously giving you the option of how to do it. Just click below to donate. So that's something that you need to keep in mind when you're doing your post. Make sure that it's clear. Make sure that it has a call to action. Make sure that it's engaging. So I have a little challenge for you. If you have not yet created a post for your business, I would encourage you to do so. Also, tag me on your, or tag Nebraska Enterprise Fund on your Facebook post so we know that you're doing it. We would love to share and showcase your business as well. Now, there's a few things that I would like to use. One is make sure that you schedule your post, say for later today, tomorrow. Also, make sure that it's authentic. I would love, even if you want to take a snapshot of this presentation and say, hey, I'm learning social media with DoSpace and Nebraska Enterprise Fund, post it in there, something that you have learned. That'll be super cool. And make sure that you tag me so we can know. All right, I'll stop for some questions. If I don't see any on the chat, but I'm not sure on Facebook. So I'll stop for a little bit. Anybody has any questions? Comments, concerns? It is definitely a cute dog. Yep, for sure. Donate. Yep, that's right. It's the first thing that comes to mind when you see posts like that is when it's capitalized, the whole bunch of exclamation marks. Definitely. Oh, well, thank you for the shout out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's awesome. All right, good deal. Let's move on. We are halfway there. All right, so if you have more questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll be more than happy to stop by. All right, so how do we, or how do comments help build relationships? Well, it's very important for us to connect with our clients. It's one of the number one things that you should be doing is building audience awareness. And that is by replying to every single comment post that it has been posted on your page. If you put a call to action and you ask someone to answer something, make sure that you please answer promptly. Now this is relative. It does not. It might mean answer promptly as soon as you get it. It also means the next 24 hours. It also might mean in 48 hours. So make sure that and that's why it's so important for you to put this on your messages. When the first comes in and someone sends you a message, it auto responds. Will respond your message within the next 48 hours, especially for the real estate industry. It's crucial that you know how hot the market is right now. So any lead that comes your way, you need to be on top of it right away. So if you have that, be responsive to that. Make sure that all the polls that you do, that you answer them. If your clients are taking the time to answer you, make sure that you answer back to them. Also, there's going to be some negative comments here and there. So try to address them. I'm sorry, haters going to hate. And so if this is something that is not worth your time, just all you can do is say, I apologize for the inconvenience, or I apologize for the experience that you had. We'll do our best to change it in the future, and done deal. You don't have to enter into a battle with someone that has or does not like your products or anything like that. You just want to keep moving forward, but you also want to acknowledge the fact that you're talking to those people. And this is one example that I was talking to you about. When someone sends you a message, there's a prompt that you can create for Facebook to be able to answer back to them. And in this specific instance, they actually have an option where they can book an appointment for this specific business. Again, you can do that. You can also have a link where they can call you. Um, at the very least, just put a thank you for your message prompt when someone sends you a message, and just so you know how to do it. And you can do that on settings, as I showed you before. Um, but the question here is, I'm gonna put all this time, and I'm gonna put all this effort, and I'm gonna be including so much of my time on this. How do I know this is working, or how do I know who do I talk to? How do I target my campaign to who? Well, Facebook has a tool that allows you to know your growth, and also allows you to know the audience that you are talking to, and that's under settings. You can go under insights and settings, and you can actually select the way that you want to view this chart. In this specific one, the main thing that we're looking at is the engagement that people have on your business, not so much the likes. Now, a lot of people get super hung up on how many people are liking your page. Well, maybe you're not growing on numbers, but the people that you have are very engaged with your content. You might have 600 people that happen to like your page in the past month, but there's no engagement. That means that your content is not very good, and you need to look into that. So don't get hung up on how many people you like your page. That will come. Uh, Focus your energy on your content. But what this gives you, it gives you the option to view how many people have your page, and they gives you the ability to see how many people are following your page, and also how your videos and your posts are doing. You can there's a way when you there's two different colors. So the brighter orange and the lighter one. The bright shows paid audience, and the lighter one shows your organic growth. Obviously, if you put money on something, you want to see your return, and that's why this is so important. This shows you whether your money is being utilized good or not. The other thing that we want to make sure that we know is who is in our page. And this one right here is going to give us our demographics more than anything. And this is so important because if we're crafting a message for our audience, we want to know who is listening to that message. In this instance, we have 60% of women are actually our audience in our page versus 39% of men. However, you also have age difference that you want to make sure that you take in consideration. The other thing that is super important for you to realize in here is the language of the people that are on your page. That way you can see if you need to have it translated, or actually focus on whatever language is the more dominant on your page. This is how we're going to be crafting actually our messages in the next few slides. So we'll actually skip questions just because it was very brief. I want to jump into the ads. And why do we use Facebook ads? Well, one, they're relatively cheap to use. You can start a campaign with $8. Now, $8 is not per day, it's not per post, it's actually per week if you want to. So you can select 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you can select every other day. It's very easy and very diverse for you to be able to utilize it. If we compare that between a newspaper, this is how much it might cost you per year to reach about 1,000 people in a newspaper, about $32,000 magazine if you buy some ads, some radio, Sorry, that was $32. Sorry. And then about a quarter for your Facebook ad. The reason why, like I said, you can start very minimum with your Facebook. The very cool thing though is that Facebook is so, and I guess that's one of the problems what Congress has right now about identity and security. Facebook has so much information about us that it is a double-edged sword. In one way, in the consumer side, you're concerned of the information that they're sharing. In the business side, you're happy that you're able to target as much information as you can to your client. For example, we can, the very first thing is we can target an age group. We can also target ethnicity. We can also target language. We can target gender. We can target where is your audience watching your content. We can make sure that we select that they're connected to Wi-Fi to make sure that they're at home sometimes. We can go all the way in depth to what kind of device they're using. For example, if you are an app developer and your content is only on Google Store, you can make sure that the ad is only for Samsung or whatever brand of Android phone you're going to showcase. So it's very specific. If you are selling iPhone cases, well, you want to make sure that you are targeting people between an age group, your demographic on your page, and that people have that device. So you can always go and actually tag a device, an iPhone 10, 11, whatever, and it's going to give you the option to target those people, which is insane if you think about it, but it's really good for you as a business that you can utilize so much on it. All right, so why or what makes your advertising good? You want to make sure that you have clear goals for your ad. You also want to make sure that you rotate your ad regularly, and that's what we were talking about Instagram and Facebook. Make sure that your information you're putting on either of platforms is equals to the audience that you're talking about, and make sure that you target your audience, not just throw your content out there to see who has it. That's why we have the insights, and that's why we know who's on our page and what people, what clients do we want them to see. The other thing that we can do is make sure that your ad brings brand awareness. Make sure that it has a call to actions and it creates engagement. Make sure that if you are posting anything and someone messages, again, make sure that they are responding, you're responsive to that. All right, so I'm gonna stop here real quick for some questions. So drop them on the chat. I'll give you about a minute. All right. I think I hear you, Bree. Is there anything in there?
Yeah, we did have one question. What do you feel is the best social media aggregator? The best free one.
Well, that's a tricky question, and the reason why that's a tricky question is because you want to make sure that whatever you use doesn't get flagged by Facebook or Instagram algorithm. Otherwise, you can be. When I say Facebook jail, it means that you're being stopped from posting. They can literally freeze your account or whatnot if they know that you're utilizing something that might not play against the rules. But I mean, I guess is that really what the question was asking maybe? I'll just give a little bit to respond. All right, I think there's someone else in the chat. Well, let's see. I was trying to open this thing up. It says for a student project. Well, I mean, there's just I like to use Unfold a lot. I mean, that gives me the option to do that. I don't really use most of them if I don't need them, but I mean, there's curator that does it for you. So I'll just really just caution you on that as well. So all right, all right. So we talked about budget. You can actually do daily, or you can do a lifetime if you want to. Here, right here, is something that I want to stress out. Make sure that whatever content form you utilize is best for your product. If you have a different kind of item that you're selling that it has a different um, colors or scheme or anything like that, make sure that you use a carousel that can really help on your content. If you have something that you're showcasing or how something that is made, a video will be your best bet. So you can utilize whatever it is that or whatever form is best suited for your product. All right. So we're actually going to jump this one and we're going to talk a little bit about Instagram. We're not really going to go so much in depth just because Instagram is very, very similar when it comes to Facebook. When we're talking about ad creation, and you can also create a campaign on Facebook that targets Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So we're not going to dive so much into it per se as we did with Facebook, just because the same way that you create the ad on Facebook is you can select it literally just 2 clicks, and then you can have it posted on both platforms. So we're gonna just talk a little about on the overview on Instagram, the difference between the both, which I am sorry to say, but the way that things are looking is very likely the Facebook merges Instagram and it becomes one of the two very, very soon. I don't like the idea just from a consumer standpoint, but it seems more and more that Facebook is actually wants to merge the two platforms together. So just be aware of that. The main difference between the two is the content creation of Instagram. It tends to be more aesthetic pleasing to the eye. It tends to be more of a gallery than anything. You are able to see on your profile a better way to appreciate your content rather than Facebook. You have to actually go into the photos and view whatever content is there. So in Instagram is more of a film content that you are going to actually be able to share more with your clients. This is why I was kind of concerned when someone mentioned whether you can post on both, just because the audience is much different. You tend to get more leads on Instagram than you get on Facebook. So just gonna be cautious on it. One of the main things that you're gonna understand is these little guys right here. If you are, for example, for someone who is targeting brand ambassadors and you're scrolling to Facebook, on this little ribbon right here, you can select it and create collections and actually be collecting leads that you can go back then and start sending messages to them. You can also repost their content into your page if it's something that it aligns with your brand, or someone bought something and they showcase what they bought on their Instagram and they tag you on it. You can repost their post. You can also give them some likes and whatnot and respond to their comments, just like we did with Facebook. One of the main things is I don't see a lot of people utilizing on Facebook, but there's a lot of hashtags in Facebook and on Instagram that you can utilize. It's mainly more, I've seen a lot of more on Instagram than Facebook. And one thing that I encourage you to do is make sure that you select the right profile for your business. I believe there's three or four. You got your personal profile, you got your business profile, you got your content creator, and I believe there's brand that you can select. I could be wrong on the last one. It's very easy, it's free. Once you are on your settings, you can go on under the settings. It's like three little lines. You go down into your profile and you change it to your business. It might take a few minutes and you'll be there. It gives you the ability to add an email, and it gives you the ability to add a phone number for your clients to reach out to you. It also gives you the option to create ads and contents, which you cannot do it on your personal. So just make sure that you select the best profile that you need. Also, keep in mind, you can always go back to whatever profile you like the best. There's some tools that are released to different profiles. For example, there's one where you can do overlays of images on your stories, where their business is scanned. Also, personal profiles are able to share music on their stories. Businesses, not so much, because it tends to be flagged as copyright. So just be mindful of whatever it is that you are trying to put out is on the same profile that you want it to be. All right, so we talk about hashtag. We did touch about this one. So we'll jump on the creation for on how it's different from Facebook. And we talked about the high quality. Again, not because you can, you should. Make sure that you take a look at your content before you post it on Instagram. Facebook, you might be able to get away with it. Instagram is a lot less forgiving, just because a lot of people here go by likes. And this is just so fast. I'm sure that if you time yourself on how many times you go through pictures on Instagram, less than a second, and you go past one. So you want to make sure that the image that you put is colorful, and it makes someone to step on the tracks to be able to actually see it, then read your content. So make sure you have that. Also, make sure that you don't write a 4-page content on your post. I mean, 150 characters, that might be pushing it. So just a few sentences here and there showing what it is, and create a story though. Don't just put, on the beach with my best friend. You can create a little story, 1-2 paragraphs, and then you should be able to have good engagement on that. Also, always make sure to add your call to action. All right. So we have a little overview on how to do our post, but how do we create our ads? And the same tools that are provided to us by Facebook are provided by Instagram. The differences, though, is that you can actually be a storyteller on Instagram more than you're so on Facebook. So make sure you take advantage of the video features and be able to showcase your videos. Instagram has what's called Instagram TV or IGTV, and you can upload up to 15 minutes of content in there. And Instagram is going to show about, I think it's 15 seconds of the video as a preview. This is a powerful tool that you can utilize for your business to showcase your organization. So make sure that you take advantage of that. That's why I said both audiences is totally different from Facebook and Instagram. So let's create some ads. The difference between the two is if you want to do just on Instagram and not Facebook, the tools are just a little bit different. They don't change as much, but you still have to select your budget. You actually just have to select the time that you start your ad, and then you get a publisher tool that you're gonna be able to actually keep management of your ads. The other difference is that you can actually give authority to someone else to showcase your business and create as a co-brand ambassador for your business, which is not so much on Facebook unless you authorize someone as an admin to your page. So in this case, you can partner with a brand ambassador and be able to have them showcase your business as well. The one that I would suggest you to do the most when you're doing ads is either stick with your video or your carousel, especially when you're talking about products. Single images, you're already posting that as it is, so I will be more focused on something that moves and has more content than just a single image. We still have the same tools to be able to know how much our ad has impact in our performance. And we also are able to see the different age groups and demographics that we have for Facebook as well. So like I said, it's very similar to Facebook. This is only if you're doing it on Instagram. Typically, Facebook is going to allow you to do it on both, but this is just in case that you don't have a Facebook and you're only doing it on Instagram. This is an example of an ad on one of the stories, and I really love these stories. Unfortunately, I tend to spend a lot of time at work that I don't go through it, but when I have clients, I do kind of a social media uh, audit on my clients, and I like to go see, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and kind of give me some feedbacks and some love on it. So make sure that you always, if you have a partner or if you have clients and they're showcasing your product, make sure that you go into them, show some love, comment, share their content. That goes a long way creating new relationships. All right, so that's really all we got. It's a lot. I know it's a lot to shoot in an hour, but ask me some questions. I mean, we got a few minutes left. I would love to know what questions would you have. I think there's some right here. Let me. Yes, Melissa, there are some analytics, but you have to have a business profile for Instagram in order for you to have analytics. Also, there's an app called Plan, Plann. They are going to be able to actually give you, that's actually a huge app that I recommend. There's two versions, obviously, the free one and the paid one. But if you happen to invest on it, you can actually see what your competitors are doing and how their posts are doing. So you can kind of see a little bit of that. I would caution you though, you don't want to become them. This just is obviously just a tool for you to utilize. Does Instagram limit the percent amount of text in an image? They do. I don't know exactly how much is it, but there's a limit on text. I could be. I mean, I would lie to you if I tell you how many, but characters. But there's a limit. Yes. We will get a copy of the presentations. If there was a lot of content, yeah, of course. If you drop your email or send it to us, I'll be more than happy to share the presentation with you. I see it. Thanks. We use Hootsuite. Hootsuite is amazing. Yeah. There's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's a free version of Hootsuite, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Always, again, remember, you get you're invested on your business, so be advised that you will be selling or you're buying something for your business. All right, awesome. I got a couple of emails. All right, I will make sure that we send that out to you. So let me see if I can go out here really quick. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to actually do a page really quick. Let me see if it's going to allow me to go here and share the other screen. 1 second. All right, so here we are. All right, so let's see. Can you all see my screen? If you can drop a yes. Yes, I can see it. Great. All right, awesome. All right, so this will be your profile, your business page. Obviously, this is our business page. On the top right-hand corner, you have a little plus sign. Click it. You can create a post, store an event. You can click a page. I'm gonna enter the name, your category. That's what we were talking about. I see what you were meaning. And then your description. Create page. Boom, you're done. That's really it. It doesn't take more than that. So that's really all that it is. Once you click create, this is done. You start editing. That's really it. So like I said, it's less than 5 minutes for you to create a page. Sometimes we just uh, think of too much about it. But all right. So what else do we have? Other sources, pages, courses, material you might recommend for us to go deeper. There's this lady that I like a lot. Jamie, I follow her. Her name is Louise Henry. You can find her on YouTube. She has tons of great content um, for this. So that's awesome. The other thing that I would recommend, preview to schedule your posts on Instagram and be able to arrange them. Also for Facebook, very things that have helped you. My best tool is Lightroom to work on my images. I do very little Photoshop, so Lightroom is one of my go-tos on my apps. How would you recommend being aware of how other small businesses are using social media, and how would you react to some of their methods? I would honestly focus on my clients, on my audience, and what I am going to do. Obviously, you can do some of the stuff that other people are doing, but just keep in mind their clients might not necessarily be yours. So there's one thing that I always tell my clients, and that's your 5 pillars. Create 5 pillars of your business, and that's something that is attracted to you, that is attracted to your business, that engages with your client, that is repeatable, and that it can also be uh, scalable, so you can actually do it more than once. That's awesome. All right, Louise, and if I'm not mistaken, I might misspell hand. I believe this is how it's spelled. Let me check. All right. Any other questions on Facebook at all, Bree?
Doesn't look like we have any on Facebook. A couple people have asked whether this will be available later, and we are recording it, and it will be available on our YouTube channel later this week, maybe next week
All right.
at this point.
All right. I'm actually just trying to find something. The name. All right. I will email it back to you. I don't quite find. I don't know. My internet is not really allowing me to go much faster that I can. So I will send it to you, Jamie. But it's Luis is on that. So all right. Well, I think we're out of time, but I'm gonna drop my contact um, in my email. You can contact me. We can chat more about it. Also, my phone number. For you guys to visit with me. Yeah, I can also send that to you. That'll be great. Okay, awesome. Anything else, Bree? Thank you so much again. I'm sorry I didn't take the time to thank DoSpace for this time. I appreciate it. It's really great to work with DoSpace on this. So I'm hoping that if this is something that you guys want more information, we can most definitely think about bringing it in the future as well. So thank you so much for your time, Bri. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Leo. Does anybody have any last questions before we all head on out? I think we're okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Leo. Nebraska Enterprise Fund does do lunch and learns on the 1st and the 4th Wednesday of the month. I think, isn't the end of the month, are we doing a Spanish language one?
I believe the 27th of October, 26th or 27th of October, we might be doing that one.
Yeah, so we're doing Spanish language one, but we do have others available. I know the Small Business Administration is doing a webinar this month as well. So please look at our calendar and join us for that. And everybody have a good day.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I'll see you everybody soon.